Make no mistake that this entire war that we are waging as of this present moment within movies, television, gaming, and books is a spiritual war. This is a war between the demons and the angels. This is a war between the deranged leftists and the normal but tribulating traditional people. We are undergoing a spiritual war. You have those who wish to demoralize you. They wish to uglify the world that you perceive, that you look at, that you invest your time and money into. They want to give you an ugly world which demoralizes you and is devoid of ideals, virtues, or pinnacles of value. They do not want you to be the best version of yourself. They do not want you to become great. They do not want you to witness greatness, to admire greatness, to admire beauty, to admire a handsome man, to be astounded by the beauty of a woman. They do not wish for you to see beauty. They do not wish for you to see people who are attractive. They want you to look at people who are ugly, people who stuff their faces in with food every day, and they become these walking lards, these walking land whales. They want you to think that those who give up on themselves, those who are the bottom of the barrel in value, they want you to believe those are the normal people. They want you to believe that that is what we should be paying money for a product therefore. They also hate traditionalism. They hate the normal relationships between men and women. They hate the dichotomies of men and women. They hate the differences, the realistic differences between men and women. The fact that men are smarter, faster, stronger than women, more mature than women. They hate that. They want you to live in a world where men are to be slaves to their subsidiaries, which is a woman. They want you to live in a world where normality is no longer reality. They want you to believe that your culture has no value, and that your culture should be invaded, or that your culture should be replaced. They do not believe that there is any value to an intrinsically integral culture. They believe that cultures must be androgenized, and that the separate values within each culture must for some reason be sacrificed for other cultures, specifically the lesser cultures. They believe that your culture no longer should exist. They support deranged and demonic organizations, deranged and demonic ideologies that destroy the very essence of what a man and a woman is, and what the normal relationships between a man and a woman is. They want to normalize their deranged, malicious political intentions. They want to pillage you, pillage the life that you live, the world that you live in, and tell you that it's normal, and gaslight you that it's okay. These are demons who wish to pillage the normal, deserved world, the righteous world. A world made by strong men must now be no more. A world made by intelligent men must be no more. Meritocracy is so last century. Strong, healthy men is so last century. And beautiful, virginic women, that's so last century. What is now in century, what is so current year, is perversion, derangement, the destruction of the civilization and the people that you know and that you live amongst and within. Being well read, being well articulated, being well educated, that is so last century. No, instead you must become a walking land whale. Instead, you must not understand or accept upon yourself reality, normality. You can no longer admit whether or not you are truly a man or a woman. Now you must question yourself. Now we must popularize an idea such as mental illness, which does not exist, but it's called mental sabotage. Well, now mental sabotage must be delivered and understood as normality today. You must go to war with what is real, so that you can live within a farce, a facade of the real world that truly does not exist, but it perpetuates your demonic, malicious intentions to destroy the living world that others know and that they can have any stability or grounds of reliance upon. They want you demoralized. They don't want you looking up to a hero. They don't want you looking up to a strong man. They don't want you desiring a beautiful woman. They don't want you to have beautiful children, and they don't want you to have your culture that stands for very different values than other cultures, and these values are specific values that you honor, that you value, and you believe should be retained across generations. They believe that your culture should be hijacked and removed. They believe it should be replaced, and they believe you should live in a world where you fight for nothing, believe in nothing, and you are told to be a slave of whatever degenerate ideal, degenerate notion that they tell you you must support or live by. They want you to be an androgynous loser who cannot discern the truthful reality of the world and of life. They want you to be lost and confused. They want you emotionally erratic, because then they can control you. And when they can control you, and when they can tell you what to think and what to say, and when they can tell you what's normal and what's not normal, and when they can tell you what should be replaced and what shouldn't be replaced, when they tell you your marching orders and then you march, then you live in a world where there is no pinnacle of value. And if there is a pinnacle of value, you are being hemorrhaged for it. And effectively, they have turned you into the slave that privileges, that entitles them the exact pinnacle of value that they have starved and relinquished you thereof. The wokeness that we find in our modern products is a spiritual war, and they want you to negate what is beautiful. And of course, beauty is associated with heavenliness. They want you to negate what is strong, which is also associated with heavenliness. They want you to negate what is honorable, which is also associated with heavenliness. To be organized, to be clean, to be dutiful, and to fight for what you believe in. And you know that you must believe in this and fight for it. And it doesn't matter how mean you are to the villain who stands in the way of your values, which are worth standing for. That too is associated with heavenliness. Fighting for what is pure, and fighting for what is honorable, fighting for what is righteous, fighting for what is holy. Fighting for these things has now become evil, because the antithesis is now what is being proposed to be true. The fight for what is ugly, the fight for what is lazy, the fight for what is dishonorable, undutiful, to fight for the criminal, to fight for the degenerate, to fight for the perverted. This is the new normality that they're now pushing upon you in our modern media. They want to deceive you. They want to control you as a demonic entity wishes to control you, not as God ordained you, not as God designed for you to live as, and therefore, they want you to live as a demon, and they want you to live as the lesser demon to the higher level degenerate demons that there are. They wish to be a master over you after they have deconstructed and demoralized you. Make no mistake, all of this has the purpose of a spiritual war. We are engaged in spiritual warfare. This is a war between the angels, specifically the princes of heaven, who have some sort of association with the angels, and the demons. They are at war with your heavenly birthright, and they wish to see nothing more than to destroy you, to control the world in their demonic image, and to pressure you into a life and a world outside of God's ideals. These are atheists, which in turn means they are nihilists. They do not believe in God. They do not believe in spirituality. They do not believe in heavenliness, holiness, righteousness. They do not believe in these things because they are the antithesis of these things. And when you embody the antithesis of these demons, you threaten their very existence. When you are capable of articulating yourself, they will hate you because they cannot control you. And when you spot this deranged wokeness, which deconstructs all the meaning and normality of reality, this is when you threaten the most. They must require that you live within the world of their wokeness For wokeness will always be propaganda. And for as long as there is wokeness in media, we are undergoing the spiritual war of atheistic and therefore nihilistic propaganda.